Hello, hello. Wait till 3 minutes. So, gameplay. All right, this is Don't Look Back. I don't remember much about this game. I downloaded it a bit ago. Don't really know much about it. What's it? What is it about? I don't know. We'll know. We'll figure out through playing it. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Because that's where I marked the timestamp. There we go. Professor Luminel's voice floats over the classroom like a distant hum. A monotonous drone that filters through my half-conscious mind. My eyelids feel like lead. I don't. Can I change the font? No. No, we cannot. Turn down the music. We're in a circus? What? Do I need to check my noise gate? There we go. I turned it down. Blah blah blah. After a 1,000-year war between angels and demons, humans went extinct as a side effect, along with all natural beings on Earth. What? So we're all demons and angels. Just my cheek against the cold desk, watching her mouth move. She seems to be speaking in a slow motion. Blah blah. The seraphim offered peace, and the intermedio was created as a symbol of repentance for the annihilation of the natural. Blah blah blah. All right. A half-supposed yawn makes me shakes me inside. It doesn't matter. 1,000 years. It's just a number in the textbook. And because of that charity, and in the spirit of equality, you said slow, towards the new synthetic generations that I, an angel of the fourth choir, am here teaching. Blah, blah, but enough. The sun changed in her tone. More sharper, more present, made my eyelashes part slightly. Nap time is over. Last week's exam. Here they are. She says, leaving a stack of papers on her desk. Voice rises, piercing through the fog in my head. This is very important. With my exams, you'll be nothing in life. This is the most important thing of all. Your grades will define you. I blink. What is she talking about now? So if you fail, it's your fault. In theory, when is supposed to be a teacher? Last echo for her ceremony fades. An awkward silence fills the classroom, broken by the faint hum of floating energy spheres. Oh wait. Oh, she's done. The sheet of the paper appears on my desk. I'm not saying that number. Name. Snow. Him. My name Snow is printed on the top corner next to the grade. I'm not saying the number. Fuck you. I'm gonna say it not how people want. I'll say 67 instead of the other way. Out of 100. I look at it for a moment. Not bad for not having studied. Wonder how Ellen or Zyron did. I look to my left. Ellen is sitting 2 seats away, holding her paper between her fingers. Her expression is a poem of frustration. How did you do, Ellen? You were good at history, right? Ellen slowly looks up. Her eyes, usually bright, look like two dark wells of disappointment. Oh, loaded silence. Like shit. Her voice is flat, but heavy with bitterness. This is crap. Why did I even major in this? A fucking 47? I didn't pass. She squeezes the paper until it crumbles in her fists. But god damn it! What good would this even do me? Besides, they took off 10 points just because I didn't write annihilate the demon instead of exterminate. It's absolutely the same thing. Voice rises a bit. Some heads turn towards us, but she doesn't seem to care. And on top of that, I got a... Oh, I did find the side of a triangle have to do with science, theory, and history. And what the hell good does that to me? She tosses the crumbled paper onto my desk, and with a sigh that seems to come from her very core, she drops her forehead on the surface with 3 small consecutive thumps. Thump, thump, thump. Oh no, I don't care anymore. This is fucking bullshit. I don't even like this. I just want to make music. Her voice is muffled against the wood. She stays like that. Face hidden in her crossed arms, motionless. Okay, I'd better not bother her. I pick up her crumpled paper and gently place it next to her head. Then I turn back to my own desk, try not to make any more noise than necessary. Just I'm about to put away my own exam, something brushes against my right arm. What? It's a thin, elegant tail, pitch black, with a tip ending in a perfect arrow shape. It belongs to Zyron, for sure. The tail quickly retreats and drops a small folded piece of paper onto my desk. I unfold it, barely legible handwriting. You gonna ask me? I turn to the right. Zyron is leaning back in his chair, a playful half smile on his lips. Alright, what'd you get? Guess. Between 20 and 30? No, 20 and 10. Oh, okay. Zyron dramatically places his hand over his chest, feigning exaggerated pain. Oh, okay, so 0 out of 10. You underestimated me, that hurts. His tone is clearly fake, but I can help but let out a short laugh. Don't tell me 100. Not clearly I got -10. What? Is that even possible? Apparently so. Wait, no. He makes a theatrical gesture with his hand and pulls his exam from under his book. He holds it out to me in the top right corner, written in bright red ink. -10 out of 100. What really catches my attention is a huge, detailed, quite skillful drawing of Professor Luminel with twisted horns, bat wings, and a pointed tail. There's an arrow pointing at her with the caption, "When she's grading exams." Well, apparently the professor didn't like my drawing of her as a demon. I'm offended, you know? That's discrimination against my species. Ouch. He rubbed his arms exaggeratedly, but his eyes sparkled with pure amusement. I guess she has her favorites, as always. If a high-ranking angel had drawn her as a kid, she'd probably find it charming. I could be that person drawing her with forms and a tail in the middle of an intermediate history exam. He's basically asking for a foul. Exactly. Active artistic rebellion. Besides, I if I have to look at her boring face for hours, at least let me add some character. You and your dramas. And you with your barely passing grades, as always. What'd you get, by the way? Passed 67 out of 100. Not bad. Wait, what? Not bad, not bad, huh? I prefer 69 more. What are you even talking about? Nothing, nothing. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Oh yeah, one of the memes of now in humanity is just gone. He just knows what 67 and 69 is. 68. Sorry. I'm what the kids call unk. All right. Nothing. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Makes a dismissive gesture with his hand and changes the subject, lowering his voice a little. Seriously, that woman has it out for me. She seems to detest me just for breathing in a direction. This isn't the first time she's deducted point for inappropriate tone or lack of seriousness. Do you think it's because you are low ranking or because, you know, what? Doobie-doobie-doo. Alright. A demon, an orphan, winning combination, of course. The glorious intermedio. We're all supposedly equal. As long as you're not a demon with lineage and a history class taught by an angel of the fourth choir. Is that what happens when you go to a public intermediate university funded by the celestial government? But it was obvious she'd fail you if you drew her like that in the middle of an exam. It was a sketch. She didn't have to be so nitpicky. Just then, a sharp thud cuts through the air. Bam. What? Professor Luminel has slammed her book against her desk. Her face is tense. Her eyes narrowed into thin lines of disapproval. Mr. Zygon, would you be quiet? This isn't a tavern or a barn. If you want to chat, do it outside. I'll assign you an extra work on the ethical consequences of the 1,000-year war. Understood? Classroom falls absolutely silent. Zygon winks at me before standing straight in his chair, feigning an exaggerated concentration on his upside-down book. Professor Luminol sighs, as if carrying the weight of 1,000 years on her shoulder, and returns to her desk. As I was saying, the application of Clause 47 of the Intermedio Treaty in modern socio-economic context requires a reassessment of ethereal redistribution paradigms. Oh, not again. Her voice becomes that monotone drone again. My eyes grow heavy once more. Just about to surrender to sleep. I feel a ticking sensation in my right ear. Just tip of Zygon's tail, drawing small circles in the air next to my head. Then a quick movement, it gives me a light tap on the cheek. I can't help it. A brief, stifled laugh escapes me, but I can't contain myself. Returning to a forced, exaggerated cough. Too late. Is there a problem? Her voice cuts through the air like a blade. Every eye in the dress room fixes on me. No, Professor, I was just coughing. You coughed in a very conversational manner. And right after I asked your classmate to be quiet. I wasn't talking, I was just, are you contradicting me? It's a dangerous glint in her eyes. The one she had when she saw Zygon drawing. It's just, this is absurd. I can't cough now? It's a class, you need to explain things terribly. Explanations are incomprehensible ordeal, and words come out on their own, loaded with a morning's frustration. And all this fucking bullshit, I hate it. Ooh. Enough of this vocabulary. Get out of my class. Detention. Whatever. She points at the door with a finger. that seems to tremble slightly with contained rage. Anyone want to join him? One more swear word and you're out too. No one moves a muscle, not Ellen, not the others. I grit my teeth, gather my things with one swift move and stand up. Chair screeches against the floor, a obscenely loud sound in the silence. Up. Sharp, solid thud echoes the classroom. I instinctively turn around. Zygon is standing. His chair is knocked over backwards. His foot, clad in a red boot, is planted against the side of his desk, which wobbles before he kicks it. Has a thoughtful, almost philosophical smile on his lips. When he stares at him, mouth agape. Zygon blinks, as if he just realized what he did. He looks at his foot, then the desk, then me, then the professor. Shit. Alright. The word hangs in the air, innocent and devastating. Professor Lumen doesn't shout. She doesn't slam her desk. She just closes her books with her hands in the slow, precise movement. Then looks up and stares at Zygon. Her eyes are two shards of ice. She sighs, a long, deep exhalation of infinite resignation, and holds it, staring him up as the wall clock marks the last second of class. Wait, university has detention? Well, there's return. Okay. Detention room is essentially like any other at the Intermedio University. Luminous white walls, rows of individual desks, high windows that let in cold, diffused light. The only difference is the silence, or the pretense of it. Standing in the back window, trying to decipher the dimensional ethics problem in front of me. Calculate the mortal regret coefficient in clause 47, section B, paragraph 3. My eyes want to close. To my right, Zygon isn't working. Right. Have blood on you? I don't know. He's leaning back in his chair, bouncing dangerously on two legs. Every few minutes, he lets out a sigh loud enough at the supervising teacher. A skeletal-looking guy with the thin rim glasses looks up from his book with annoyance. This is torture. Pure and simple torture, violation of student and organic rights alike. He whispers, but his voice has the quality that seems to fill the space regardless of volume. Just do it so we can get out of here. Do this, it's crime against intelligence. Moral regret coefficient. I'd even quantify that. In tears per cubic millimeter, size per second. It's just an excuse, of course. After exterminating 90% of the organic beings and some demons like angels, who cares if they regret it? He taps his pencil dryly on the notebook. Tap, tap. Besides, I shouldn't even be here. The crime was an act of solidarity, heroic even. Supervising teacher, without looking up, says in a dry voice, heroism isn't usually measured in kicks and school furniture. Mr. Zygon, keep working. Ugh. Zygon rolls his eyes. He finally picks up his pencil. For a moment, I think he's gonna write. Instead, his sheet. He turns the sheet over and starts drawing on the back. I see the quick, confident movement of his hand. Curved lines, quick shading. He lets out another sigh, this one more theatrical. You know what the real crime is here? That we're wasting a perfectly good morning. We're gonna miss break time. Ugh. Was planning to go somewhere with my group. Look at the window, he's right, what a waste of time. Well, next time, maybe don't kick furniture. It's a statement, physical protest against tyranny. Besides, would you rather I had left you alone? Oh, no, that would have been boring. He draws out a... Ooh, that's... Yeah, no. He draws a particularly aggressive line on his sketch. Besides, you didn't help yourself. This is fucking bullshit. I hate it. Very interesting, very intelligent, almost poetic. I couldn't help but help a small, bitter smile. It was spontaneous. It was glorious. For a second, I thought Luminal was gonna scream out of her ears, steam out of her ears, whatever. Same thing. He pauses, tilting his head as he examines his drawing. Do you think they'll make us sign a quantified moral regret form? Because if so, I'm gonna need a bigger calculator. Big fluffy unicorn. I see the rainbow. Rain. Is that bow? Is that a W? I think that's a W. Yeah, rainbow. I see the rainbow. Right. It's not what I expected. It's a pink fluffy pony with a rainbow name, happily jumping on cottony clouds. Above in a shaky but eligible letters it says, I already read it. Big fluffy unicorn, I see the rainbow. Seriously? It's therapeutic. It represents the purity and joy that this institution steals from us every day. Just then the bell rings. A long, melodic chime announces break time. Through the windows we see the hallways filled with students pouring out like a released torrent. A whole hour of freedom. And here we are, calculating other people's regret coefficients. This is a crime against fun. This is what it is. We brought it on ourselves. Injustice. Should be able to appeal or better yet, escape. Escape? We're on the 3rd floor. These details are for boring people. Besides, I have a gift. Besides, before I can ask what that means, an assistant tap 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 hits the window. An angel is flooding right outside, knocking on the glass with their knuckles. Then, with ceremony, they dive towards the courtyard. Saigon leans out the window. Down on the grass, there are 2 fingers. An angel who just landed. Shayag and Ryan, according to Zygon's whispers. He's making exaggerated gestures. Hey, you detention kids, get down here, it's now or never. Besides him, another calmer figure. Ryan looks up with exaggerated expression of resignation. He wears glasses and holds what appears to be a video game console now. Silence out there, what's going on? Chuck, for heaven's sake, spread your wings like that? How disrespectful. Didn't your blind little prince from heaven teach you manners? Zayog turns red, whether from anger or embarrassment. Shut up, just jump already or I'm leaving you here. Who the hell cares? He picks up a stone from the ground and throws it. It's not aimed at Siren, but harmlessly bounces off the wall beneath our window. Ryan down below, brings a hand to his forehead. Can we save the provocations for after the rescue? Otherwise, we'll get caught. And I have a library appointment after break. Sparving Caesar stands up. His skeletal figure suddenly seems larger. That's enough. Everyone freeze. I'm gonna call. Simon doesn't let him finish. In a fluid motion, he climbs onto the windowsill and sits down. The wind moves his red hair and he looks at me. He looks at me, and for the first time his smile isn't just mocking. There's a gleam of genuine excitement in his eyes. My gift, freedom, shall we? He extends a hand towards me. Can't fly, so I'll go fast. His red eyes gleam with a strange fire. Grab my hand or I'll die, more or less. And without really waiting for an answer, without giving time for Shag or to shout another warning or for the t-shirt to take one more step, he falls backwards. He doesn't jump. He lets go as if the void were his chosen decision. My legs move before my brain finishes processing. You bastard! I rip off my jacket where my wings are hidden. Okay, I guess I'm like an angel, and he's a demon. Ooh, imagine that. The love of that. A demon and an angel. Well, I guess they can imagine that. Good omens. Anyway. Launch myself towards the window. The air stabs into my lungs. I see Zygon flying, his hand still reaching towards where I was. His red eyes widen without surprise when he sees me falling after him, smiling. I grab him by the wrist just as gravity begins to seriously win. The pull is brutal. He weighs much more than he looks. I feel my own muscles, accustomed to this, protest immediately. Wow. Ouch. Chivalrous. I don't know. Chivalrous. His voice is incredibly calm for someone for someone falling from the third floor. Shut up and help. Try to beat my wings. Those low-ranking angel wings that have never had to carry this much weight. But we managed to slow the fall. We descend into a spiral out of control. I knew you'd come. Oh, god damn it. It had that look of, I can't let my favorite demon turn into a pulp into the courtyard. What if I just let him? I have to, like, visit him in the hospital. Not your babysitter. Just when my arms are about to give up, a shadow imposes beneath us. Shag, with his wings fully spread, intercepts us with the force of a directed projectile. Grab onto something before you fall. Zygon grabs my waist. I grab Shayag. Three of us ascend sharply in a maneuver. The wind whips my face. I see the detention building recede, and the figure of the skeletal teacher leaning out the window growing smaller and smaller. Where the hell are we going? Zygon, dangling precariously between the two of us, tilts his head upwards. To the hideout, on the abandoned West Wing rooftop, where they used to store cleaning supplies before they forgot about it. Shag grunts, struggling to maintain altitude. You could go on a diet. You weigh like a cow. The hideout turns to be exactly what Zygon described, a flat rooftop, full of rusty crates that once contained cleaning products with a panoramic view of the Intermedio campus. The air smells like dust and old static electricity. Shayag deposits us, or rather throws us onto the concrete floor before landing himself with elegance, folding his wings with a tired gesture. As soon as my feet touched the ground, I turned to Zyron. Are you completely insane? You could have killed yourself. Zion gets up, calmly dusting off his black pants. But I didn't, and you caught me. And now we're here, free. Instead of calculating regret coefficients, pauses and wide. The important thing is I'm not dead. The important thing? That's not the important thing. You could have. What? Broke the bone? Demons are resilient besides. His smile softens a bit. I knew you'd come. Then without waiting for an answer, he walks towards what looks like a taller pile of crates against the building wall. With an With an expert movement, he pushes a crate aside, revealing a low metal door, almost invisible beneath the grime. My second gift. He opens it. Okay, so he likes My Little Pony. What the fuck is this? I've heard of that band. I hear about like allegations that they're racist and stuff. I don't remember. Not big into controversies and dramas of bands and stuff. Missing My Little Pony Equality. Rainbow Dash.
The contrast couldn't be greater. From the outside, it's all abandonment and dust, but inside, it's a small room, perhaps an old cleaning supply closet. But it's been transformed. The walls are covered in colorful fabrics, some probably borrowed from, is that Evanescence, maybe? Maybe. From curtains in other parts of campus. Fairy lights hang from the ceiling, powered by a small battery, giving off a warm, soft glow. There are blankets and cushions piled in a corner, forming something like an improvised couch. On the walls, photos and drawings are pinned with thumbtacks. Some are sketches, several clearly by Zyron. Others are photos printed on synthetic paper showing the three of them, Zyron, Shyog, and Ryan, in various places around campus, making faces or in still moments. How long I've been streaming? 33 minutes. But the most surprising thing is the organization. Despite the improvised hideout appearance, everything is clean and orderly. There even is a silent mini refrigerator in the corner and a small bookshelf with books and what appear to be electronic components. What is this? Zyron enters, letting the warm light illuminate his smile. Our place, where there are no teachers, no exams, no regret coefficients, just us. Zyog passes by me, entering with familiarity. Translation, where Zyron comes to hide when he does something stupid and doesn't want to be found. That's when I notice Ryan isn't with us. I turn and see him clearly climbing the emergency stairs on the other end of the rooftop. He holds his console in one hand and climbs up the last steps without losing his breath. Ryan reaches our side, adjusting his glasses. I opted for a calmer approach. He looks at me. Oh, and I'm Ryan. So you're the one Zion talks so much about. Zygon moves with surprising speed. In an instant, he's besides Ryan with his hand covering his mouth. Shh, too much information, buddy, too much. Alright. Ryan calmly removes his hand, adjusting his glasses. Yeah, well, hi anyway. And this? A gesture to the room. I asked the sanctuary, as Zyron calls it. We found it freshman year. He decorated. Zyog got the refrigerator and electricity. He pauses, looking around for a certain pride. I'm the one who cleans it. Zyog, already rummaging through the mini fridge, pulls out a can of something that fizzes. And I'm the one who maintains supplies. Zyron collapses onto the cushions, stretching like a satisfied cat. Welcome to the only place in the intermedio where you don't have to pretend you care about the 1,000-year war. Enough about that war, please. Zyron laughs, catching the beer can Zyog tosses him. See? Alright, one of us. First requirement, being sick of hearing about the war. Second requirement, being willing to jump out a window when necessary. And you just fulfilled both. Zyog sits on the floor, leaning against the wall. Third requirement, knowing how to keep secrets. This place, he gestures around, doesn't exist. If anyone asks, we're in the cafeteria, whatever. Same thing, I don't know, probably. Ryan sits next to Shyog. Although technically jumping out of windows, spraying wings, and evading detention probably doesn't violate any student code rules, huh? Details. Important thing is we're free, we have drinks, and he looks at the clock hanging on the wall. If exactly 53 minutes before a break before someone seriously starts looking for us. The adrenaline slowly subsides, leaving in its place a pleasant fatigue and the strange camaraderie, I don't know, of those who had just committed a madness together. Ryan takes out his bento box, a black minimalist box with perfectly organized compartments, white rice, steamed vegetables, and what looks like grilled fish. He's calmly, as if we're in a normal cafeteria and not a fucking illegal hideout. Shag, on the other hand, opens his bento box with a theatrical gesture. It's surprising. The food is arranged like a small work of art. Rice molded into bunny shapes, vegetables cut into flowers. Even the eggs have smiling faces drawn into seaweed. It looks made with love, exquisite care. But what really catches my attention is that Shyog takes out another identical box and passes it to Zyron. Did you make the food, or do you always bring one for Zyron? Shyog shrugs, but there's a slight blush on his cheeks. My mom makes them. She's a maid for the, I don't know, family. So when she makes meals for the house kids, she makes an extra one on the side. This morning she was making one for my little sister, and well, his voice trails off, but I've already cut the information. The family, even I, who tries not to pay attention to celestial politics, have heard that name. They're influential, very influential, with direct connections to the Seraphim, who governs the Intermedio. Serve that's... My mother serves. I just live there, in service quarters. There's a slight tension in his voice, but then he relaxes. Actually, they're pretty decent. The parents are serious, strict. I haven't interacted much with them, even though we live under the same roof. He takes a bite of his rice bunny before continuing. The eldest son, Michael, is who I talk to most. He goes to an important academy in heaven. The youngest, Naki. He raises his hand. He's shy. He hides every time he sees me. I guess servants scare him or something, but I've seen him with some friends. Ah yes, the little prince, of course. Zaran, who's been staring at his unopened box bento without opening it, interrupts. His voice has a strange tone, forcedly light. Shag shoots him a cutting look. The air thickens for a second. Zaran seems to notice, but abruptly cuts off the topic and turns to me, smiling with that expression I'm starting to recognize as the distraction face. Did you know that there are rumors they saw a human near the Intermedio? They say someone smelled one in a shady district last week. Or maybe it's an elf? Ryan, has been silently observing the interaction, leans in and whispers something to Shyog's ear. Shag nods, almost imperceptibly. Alright, I forgot. The classroom ethics book. If I don't pick it up before break-ins, the teacher will make me copy the 10 Commandments. Oh no. Ryan stands up, putting away his impeccably clean bento. I'll have my tablet in the alchemy lab. If I don't get it back, I'll lose the data from my last experiment. I know what the fuck's going on. We all fucking know. You know, we know what's going on. Why are they leaving? All of a sudden? When we're talking, they're all of a sudden deciding they want to leave. Why? Are we boring? Or is there something else? They look at each other. The excuse is so transparent it almost hurts. We'll be back in 10 minutes. don't move and don't do things. By things, he means Shad coughs, roughly covers his mouth and drags him out of the storage room, gently closing the door behind him. Zyron makes a gesture of offended innocence, but says nothing. Footsteps fading across the rooftop, then silence. Zyron sighed. For the first time, since he jumped out the window, his posture relaxes a bit. He doesn't open his bento, he just looks at it, as if the carefully decorated box contains something more than food. The silence settles between us, thick and a bit uncomfortable. Zyron looks at his bento box, those rice bunnies made with such care, then holds it out to me. Here, Zag's mom's food is really good. I'm not hungry right now. He looks at it as if trying to struggle to decide whether to open it or not, as if the box contains something more than food. You sure? Yeah, besides, I bet your stomach is in knots after that flight. Some solid food will do you good. Except the bento, noticing it's still warm. The details are meticulous, made with a care that brutally contrasts with the chaos we just escaped from. Son, what's gonna happen now? They saw us jump, the supervising teacher, probably the other students. Summerlin lights a cigarette that I don't know where he got with the fluid motion. The lighter clicks sharply, and the acrid smell of tobacco mixed with ash and sulfur fills the small space. Nothing happens. When they catch us, you tell them I influenced you. That it was me, rebellious demon who dragged a poor, low-ranking angel into his mischief. He takes a drag, exhaling the smoke slowly. They'll believe it, and me. They already had me in their sights. They won't be surprised. The consequences, I'll carry them. His tone is strangely flat, resigned. I plan to finish my studies quickly anyway. I've already been offered something. He leans back, watching the smoke rise towards the lights. A job. Pays well. Man, white hair, red eyes. Bit uncomfortable, but the offer was good. I don't exactly know what it is, but Tyron, can't just accept jobs from strangers. It's dangerous. You don't even know what it is, and it guarantees you something. Tyron looks at me. For the first time, I see something different in his eyes. It's not a joke, it's not provocation, it's fatigue. An ancient fatigue. Then what am I supposed to do? His voice rises a bit. Rough edge. What? I don't get my degree? And even if I get it, who's gonna want a rank? One orphan demon working any job. He takes another drag, nervous this time. Have you seen all those people in intermediate streets? Demons, abandoned angels, digging through trash, begging, doing anything for a few credits. At least I... His voice breaks for a minute. At least I was lucky enough to get put into foster homes when I lost my parents. Even if they were all shit. Even if they were all fake. Taking care of me just for the council's subsidy. He squeezes a cigarette in his fingers. What it's like to wake up and the current temporary family has disappeared overnight, leaving you alone with a note and a sad ration meal. Or being told you're a redemption project instead of a fucking kid. I'm sorry, but that doesn't mean what? I shouldn't grab the first chance I get to escape the cycle. He stands up restless. Or do you prefer I wait until they kick me out of university for accumulating failures and end up sleeping on a bench in the alley? Cigarette almost curls between us like a ghost of the growing tension. It means jumping at a mysterious job offered by some sinister stranger is just as dangerous as ending up on the street. It could be anything. Natural being, trafficking, contraband of prohibited artifacts, who the hell knows? Aaron takes a step towards me. A small space suddenly feels even smaller. His red eyes burns with a feverish intensity. So what, do you think I have the luxury of choice. I'm not like you. I don't have the celestial lineage to fall back on, or family waiting for me, even if disappointing. What I have is a pathetic academic record and a teacher who despises me, no future. His voice reverberates against the cloth-covered walls. The cigarette smoke, forgotten between his fingers, rises in a trembling line. It's not true. You have Shia grind. You have. Stop. Words you have me get stuck in my throat. Notices. Expression changes. What? What do I have? His voice is lower now, but loaded with a different emotion. Some friends who hopefully will get different jobs and leave. And me, what am I? The group's demon problem that everyone has to rescue from his own stupidity and bad influence. The silence returns, and this time it's different. The electricity of the fire dissipates, leaving an awkward void and the smell of burnt tobacco. Someone sighs, a long, heavy sound. He runs a hand through his red hair, messing it up even more, and then he looks at the cigarette still between his fingers, now almost gone. Instead of offering to me, he brings it to his own lips, takes a long, deep drag. The tip glows bright red. Instead of exhaling the smoke towards the ceiling, he holds it for a moment, his eyes fixed on mine. His deliberate gesture in his movement as he leans slightly towards me, smoke barely escaping through his parted lips. The taste. He's not offering the cigarette, he's offering the smoke. The gesture is strangely intimate, a twisted version of sharing a sip from the same drink. His voice is low, almost a whisper, heavy with tobacco and something else. The smoke, Siren, that's a bad idea, I know. Crooked smile curves around the filter, touching his lips. Sometimes bad ideas we have to relieve the tension. Sells a little more smoke, forming a veil between us. His eyes look at me through that haze. And you look like you're about to explode. All that rage, all that worry, seeing your shoulders and your fists. My own hands, without realizing I've clenched into fists, relaxing my fingers, feeling the accumulated tension in my knuckles. It's not an obligation, just a shared breath. Before the world crushes us again with its great coefficients and possible futures. Fucking God, man. However, I nod, almost imperceptibly. Different gleam, not triumphant. Sorry. A different gleam, not triumphant, but something warmer, not surprise, lights up Zaren's gaze. He takes one last drag of the cigarette, making it glow intensely. Then he removes it from his lips and places it on the edge of the tin ashtray. He rises from the pile of cushions with feline fluidity and closes the distance between us in two silent steps. There's no longer space for smoke between us. He says nothing. One of his hands rises, his fingers, warmer than I expected, close gently on the nape of my neck, guiding me without force. His other hand finds my cheek. Then he leans in. First contact is just that, contact. His lips press against mine, firm but not urgent. It's a kiss that feels like a question, a test. I can feel the warmth of his breath, the bitter taste of tobacco on the edge of his lips. Then, just about to respond or pull back, he does it. He opens his mouth slightly against mine. A warm, charged breath invades mine. It's not just air, it's smoke. Dense and acrid. But it's also his breath, his essence. The taste is intense. Ash, sulfur, and something indefinably Zyron. It makes me close my eyes for an instant, swallowing involuntarily. He pulls back, barely a centimeter, his lips still brushing against mine. His eyes are half-lidded, watching my reaction. I see in them a flash of anxiety, quickly hand behind his usual facade, but something has changed. A hand on my neck tenses slightly. Too much. Too much? He whispers, his voice rough from the smoke and something else. I don't give him the doubt. I don't give myself time. This time, it's me who closes the distance. Capturing his lips with mine, it's a different kiss. Less question, more answer. An affirmation of everything we haven't said. Muffled sound, half surprise, half something darker, skips his throat, then the calm breaks. A hand on my cheek slides back, tingling my hair. The one on my neck pushes me backwards, not violently, but with a determination that brooks no refusal. I lose my balance for a second, my heels hitting the edge of the cushion pile, and I fall. Not a harsh fall, it's more of a controlled sinking into a pile of fabrics and pillows, but Zyron doesn't let go. He falls with me, or rather onto me. His weight, the same way I struggled so much to hold in the air, angers me against the cushions. Pulls back just enough to look at me, breathing slightly. His red hair falls like a current around our faces, trapping us in our own private world under the lights. His eyes are wells of liquid fire, with no traces, joke, or distance. Cigarro? Is that like cigarette in Spanish? He asks. His voice a low purr that I feel vibrating in my own chest. I don't answer with words. Instead, my hands find his back. My fingers grip the fabric of his shirt and I pull him towards me. That's all the permission he needs. The next kiss is nothing calm about it. There's no calm. A sudden hunger that thrashes tongue against tongue. Breath becomes a single unsteady rhythm. It's the rage of our argument, the fear of the fall, the desperation over his impossible futures, all transform into a single point of contact. One of his hands slides down my side, his grip firm through the fabric of my clothes. The other remains tangled in my hair, holding my mouth against his as if afraid I might escape. There's no intention of doing so. My own hands respond, clinging him with the same urgency. The world shrinks into this small space. To the heat between our bodies, the taste of tobacco and something more indescribable that can only be Zyron. Until a sound cuts through the air. A slight creak, followed by a muffled murmur that doesn't come from either of us. We separate abruptly, like two criminals caught in the act. From door to door through the small ventilation growl, I see a flash of an eye that quickly disappears, then another murmur, louder this time. Damn door, I can't see anything. The murmur is followed by a more defined creak. Ryan is trying to adjust his position better for a better view. Leans with too much weight against the odd wood. The door, which has never been clearly robust, gives way suddenly. we're making out, and then they just interrupt us. It's like, hey, hi, sorry. It bursts open, and Ryan falls forward, crashing to the store's floor with a dull thud, his glasses sliding across the floor. He lies. He lies there, face down, motionless for a second of pure horror. Ryan, without getting up, his face is still pressed to the floor, says in perfect clear voice, "Ah, yes, the ethics book is right here on the floor. Probably where we left it." Shag reacts in a fluid motion. He bends down, grabs Rin by the legs, and drags him out like a sack of potatoes, his heels bumping over the threshold. "Yes, the book! Let's go! Get it! Far away from here!" Oh, wait, that was him. Damn, slim shirt behind them. Sounds of the rapid thinking. Hurried footsteps fade and cross the rooftop, and then the most absolute and charged silence I've ever felt. Zyron and I look at each other, his face tinged with a deep red that competes with the color of his hair. Just as I'm about to open mouth to say something, I don't know what, anything, the campus bell rings through the walls, long and piercing. It's a signal for the second block of classes. Rally crashes back in. Like a buttock of cold water, the exams, the punishments, the teachers looking for us, the consequences of having jumped in out a window to evade detention. Zyron pulls away completely, running hand over his face. Then he lowers his hand. His usual expression, that mix of disdain and humor, has returned. There's something fragile at the edges. Well, that was educational. His voice attempts its usual light tone, but fails halfway. Zyron stands up, avoiding my gaze. I see he adjusts his clothes. We should go, before they look for the fugitive students with more enthusiasm. He offers me a hand to help me up. The grip is firm, but brief. He lets go of my hand as soon as I'm standing, as if the contact burned him. Oh, that's the gate. The talking. The sanctuary no longer feels welcoming. It feels like what it is, a hidden storage room where two idiots try to escape their problems and end up finding new ones. We go down to the emergent stairs in silence, the sound of our footsteps echoing in the concrete shaft. The discomfort flows between us like a third person. Zyron walks a step ahead, his shoulders tense under the fabric of his shirt. When we reach the second floor landing, he stops and talks to me. About earlier. He pauses, searching for words. It didn't have to happen. We can forget it if you want. His red eyes avoided mine, fixed on the wall behind my head. Before I can respond, he goes down the rest of the stairs. I follow him for the rest of the way into the main building. He tries to fill the silence with comments about nothing. The peeling paint on the wall is the sound of the ventilation system. The main hall is filled with students hurrying to their classes. The smell of sweat and disinfectant hits me. A brutal reminder that we're back in the real world. Just as Zygon is pointing towards the classroom, a hand closes around my arm with brutal force. Ooh. They spin me so hard that I lose my balance. Zyron reacts instantly, his hand shooting out to grab my other arm. Euro. His face, usually serene, is cold. His yellow eyes don't look at me, they're fixed on Zyron. Let him go. Zyron doesn't let go, his fingers tying around my wrist. Who the hell are you to give orders? Ural pulls harder. Your family already knows about today. About the windows, about the detention. Do you want them to know you're dragging others into your self-destruction? Words hit like a punch. Zyron tinges and for a second I see something in his eyes. My family? His voice is a poisonous whisper. My family. The one that got rid of me when I was 12, that family? But the substitute. Let's go of my arm. But not to retreat, but to advance. Planting himself in front of Ural. Or are you talking about the foster homes that pass me around like an annoying package? Ural doesn't retreat. His jaw tightens. What are you talking about? I wasn't talking about that. And that's no excuse to, Zyron interrupts with a short, ugly laugh. That's right. It's no excuse. Nothing's an excuse, right? Just have to be a good, obedient little angel. Follow the rules, kiss the ground, walked on by those of the fourth choir. He leans forward, his face is inches away from Ural's. And you know what? One of those foster parents told me that if I behaved well, maybe someday they would let me clean their celestial stables. That was my great future. The hallway has gone silent. Some students have stopped, forming a semicircle at distance. Ural exhales, trying to stay calm. This isn't about your past, it's about what you're doing now. And what you're doing is, Zyron pushes him. It was rough, too rough. One of his claws scratches Ural's cheek as it passes. It's not a deep cut, but it's there. Red line against his skin is bleeding. Ural Stout pulls back, bring his hand to his cheek. His fingers stain. He looks at Zygon, and for the first time, I don't see concern in his eyes. I see something else. Now he does retreat, but not. Only to completely release me and gain 2 position. Seriously, now violence? You started it. His voice is no longer controlled. He's shouting, and the echo bounces down the hallway. You came here to judge me without knowing a damn thing. Treat me like trash everyone thinks I am. Because you act like it. I haven't said anything. We're trashing in the air. I see something break inside Zygon. Oh, there it is. You said it. His voice drops to an almost conversational tone. Every verb vibrates with danger. Thrash, the orphan demon who contains the good celestial boy. He takes another step towards Zero. This time, He'll holds his ground. I didn't say, but you thought it. Everyone thinks it. His hand raises, pointing around the hallway, watching students. Look at them, waiting for the show. The unstable demon making another scene. It's all they know how to do, right? His voice breaks on the right, and that break, that unexpected vulnerability, seems to enrage him even more. He turns to me, his red eyes shining with tears of rage he refuses to let fall. Fuck you and your fake concern. His voice is now a broken whisper. I don't need it, It does snow. He looks at me, there's a question in his eyes, a question that contradicts his words. Girl is still there, blocking the way. A mix of frustration and guilt. As if Zyron's word had touched something he'd prefer to ignore. The silence is absolute. With you, what do you think? Am I trash to you too? Doesn't wait for an answer. Turns back to Euro. Have you asked him what he wants? Or do you assume he wants the same as you? In a word, life, safe, dead. Earl shakes his head, but Zyron doesn't stop. Because that's it. It's a slow death. Lessons don't matter. Roles are useless. A shitty future. At least I'm alive. At least I feel something. Earl finally loses his calm. His voice rises for the first time. Like something doesn't. Chaining everything around you to chaos. It doesn't mean dragging others with you. Ellen told me how you dragged him along in the scene you made. And what you want me to do. Stay still and accept that my life is worth nothing? Wait for someone like you to decide whether I deserve to breathe? God. I was screaming face to face, completely ignoring the onlookers, ignoring everything except the visceral hatred flowing between them. Stop bothering us instead of sabotaging every chance you get. What chances? The ones where someone's redemption project? The ones where I'm the demon who they turn into an example that the system works? Shout shakes the hallway. Even Euro seems impacted by the force of the pain in those words. Zyron pants, shoulders rising and falling, his finched cliffs, nails digging into his own palms. I don't know what to do. My hands find his chest with more force than I intended. It's rough. Dry push. I don't look at Euro. I don't acknowledge his presence as concern. I look my eyes onto Zyrons. Red, bright, on the edge of something that completely break him. Grab his arms, not gently, but urgently. Let's go. Zyron blinks, as if he doesn't understand. He looks at my hand on his arms, then my face. Earl steps forward, his voice trembling for the first time in his life. Snow. I don't answer him, I don't look at him. Pull Zyron, turning him, and start walking, dragging him down the hallway, away from the conflict, away from the onworkers, from Europe. Zyron lets himself be guided. His steps hesitant, first and steadier. He doesn't look back. Neither do I. But in the last second, just before I turn the corner, I can't help it. I look. Earl is still there, standing in the middle of the hallway. He doesn't follow me. He doesn't shout. He just watches us walk away. His expression is anger. It's something worse, acceptance. As if he always knew it would end like this. As if all the time we shared ways, less than 2 months ago, Zyron and I have known each other. We turn the corner and I lose sight of him. Reach an empty side hallway near the stairs. Zyron leans against the wall, panting, his hand trembling. Shit. He runs his both hands over his face, trying to erase the expression he had during the fight. Breathe. Someone shakes his head. Sorry, I got a little stressed. I had nothing to do with that. Sorry, I went too far. His voice is no longer piercing. His scream from the hallway is small and fragile. I knew you would. Looks at me surprised. It's not the first time I've seen that. First. Zyron lowers his gaze. His fingers grip the edges of his shirt. It's just that. As everything builds up in that word trash. He swallows. It's what they always think. It's always what they say when I think I'm not listening. Harold didn't say it, but he thought it. Everyone thinks it. And he stops himself. Like, he did say he was trash. Or he implied it. You treat me like the trash everyone thinks I am. Because you act like it. You act like trash. He didn't say it. But he did say you act like it. You act like trash. He stops himself, taking a deep breath. You have to constantly prove you're not what they say. Move closer, keeping an noticeable but visible distance. You don't have to prove anything to me. You don't have to prove anything to anyone else. Soren looks up. His eyes are a little glassy. No. After I made you jump out of the window, got you detention, and now made you choose between your best friend and this? I don't know why he was being a dick. I do want to talk to him. Like, listen, he regrets being mad and stuff. But you kind of went too far. You went too far. Yes. You shouldn't have done that. He makes a vague gesture between us. What am I compared to 15 years? It's not a competition. Siren lets out a bitter laugh. Of course it is. And you just chose me. I don't understand why, but you did. Silence settles between us. Is it different from these sanctuaries? It's not uncomfortable. Let's go to class. Siren shakes his head. I can't go back there. Not now. Not with everyone watching. Not that class. To the art elective in the East Wing. No one goes. It's basically a room for sleeping. Siren blinks. And art? Yes, where you draw pink ponies instead of demonic professors. First time since the fight, a genuine smile shaky appears on Zyron's lips. Sounds perfect. Alright, classroom is on the top floor of the East Wing, a spacious room with drawing tables, shelves, full of materials, and windows overlooking the campus floating gardens. As predicted, there are only 3 students, all absorbed in their projects. The teacher, a demon with small horns hidden in his hair, glances at us briefly when we enter and nods, as if our late arrival is the most normal thing in the world, and returns to his book. We chose a table near the window. Zyron sits, his shoulders still tense, his eyes scanning the room as if expecting Earl to appear at any moment. It's okay, he's not coming. Zyron exhales slowly. I know, it's just that look when we were leaving. He rubs his arm. It looked like I'd broken something. He didn't break anything. I chose. Zyron looks at me, and there's something vulnerable in expression that he really shows. Why? Expression is hung in the air, simple and direct. Because when I'm with Uriel, I feel like he's still perfect to the point of annoying me. Zyron takes this in, his fingers playing with a drawing pencil that he finds on the table. And with me, with you, I pause, searching for words. With you, I feel like I'm waking up for a very long dream. Zyron smiles, a real smile this time. That sounds like a cheap novel cliche. Yeah, but it's true. Teacher passes our table, leaving 2 sheets of paper and a box of colored pencils. Today, working on something of conflicting emotions represented through colors. Just draw whatever makes you feel better. I get paid either way. Uh, he walks away. Zarin looks at the materials and then at me. What am I supposed to draw? I contain rage and red blood, existential guilt and institutional gray. You could draw another pony. Zarin laughs, but a low but genuine sound. You know what? I think I will. Whatever you want. That's the thing. That's a good thing about art. You can do anything. Think about music and any kind of art form. You can do anything. His eyes are lost in something internal. I draw when I'm like this, nervous, angry, scared. Honestly, the thing I get is kind of anxious with like conflict in visual novels. I'll take a little break. We'll take a little break. Always. Oh, sorry. I'll do that, and we'll be right back. All right, let me 1:13:45. Break. Okay. See ya. Alright, I am back. We're not gonna do cam. Anyway, I draw when I'm like this, nervous, scared, angry. I actually need to go Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. Sorry for having the uh starting stream soon screen instead of the be right back. Anyway, it pauses. My last foster home had a library with old art books. Human art, mostly. Angels never draw ugly things, you know. Everything is perfect, luminous, but humans, they drew monsters, shadows, weird things. I like that. So that's why you law Luminal as a demon? Zyron nods, focused on his drawing. Because angelic perfection is boring and falls. We all have monsters inside. Look out the window. The days seem to be ending more peacefully than I thought it would. What are you gonna do about the job, I mean? Zyron puts down the pencil. Um, I don't know. The truth is, the guy was scary. White hair, red eyes, like mine, but emptier. Like there was nothing behind them. Sometimes I thought they were glowing slightly, but I didn't worry too much about it. He was just one rank like me. He shuddered slightly. But the money was good enough to live well. There are other options. Like what? Finish his degree I hate. To work in an office copying documents. Or like those demons who end up cleaning the streets and begging for money. His voice isn't desperate now, it's thoughtful. As if the first time he's considering the options out loud, instead of just reacting against them. You could sell your drawings. Zyron blinks. Seriously, not the luminal ones, obviously, but the others. The ones you have at the sanctuary. Some of them were good. Someone looks at his half-finished drawing, the pony, yes, but this time something more. Who would buy that? People tired of perfection. Zyron smiles again, and this time it reaches his eyes. The bell rings, and marking the end of class, the other students pack up and leave. The teacher gives us a brief nod before leaving too. We're done in the classroom in the artificial sunlight, bathing everything in golden tones. Daw. Daw. Uh, Rainbow Dash. Why did I forget the name for a bit? I like her a lot. God, anyway. Zyron finishes his drawing and passes it to me as a gift. It's a rainbow maned Pegasus pony, but now it has a small playful smile, winking at me. In the bottom corner in small letters, thank for choosing the chaos. It wasn't chaos I chose. Zyron's standing up, stretching. Some of his usual energy has returned, but calmer, less desperate. No? Then what? The truth. Zyron packs his things in its bags, along with the pink pencil. The truth hurts more than chaos sometimes. At least it's real. We leave the classroom together. The hallway is empty, but not the uncomfortable emptiness from before. It's a shared silence, complicit. Zyron walks beside me, his steps naturally finding the rhythm of mine. His tail, which used to twitch nervously, now moves calm behind him. Hey, tomorrow, if you wanna come find me, I'll be around here. In the sanctuary, probably, or in the cafeteria. Stealing sugar. Small, genuine smile. Not too, I don't know, for whatever. I'll find you. Zyron nods, as if this simple promise meant more than all the apologies in the world. His tone is light, but the words carry weight. Tomorrow, then. Zyron nods, takes a step, stops, turns to me, and for a second he feels like he wants to say something else. Something important, then just smiles. That crooked smile I'm starting to recognize as his. Tomorrow. He walks in the opposite direction, his figure disappearing among the people. He doesn't look back. I don't stand there watching either. I turn and walk in my direction. When I reached the main exit, the sky was setting, warm orange colors flooding the street and hallways. Students disperse in all directions. Some fly towards the exit, others walk to the cafeteria. A few demons head towards the lower areas of the campus where the light is dimmer. Oh, cool. Wanna save where that was. Last thing. Skip. Yes, I can save where this, if there's like a future update and stuff. Alright. That was Don't Look Back. I really like this. Very cool. I like Zyron. Alright. Don't know how it streams. Okay, bye. Bye. See you later. Stream later. Blah blah blah.